I've got this fingerprint thing figured out. There are certain types of prints, like the double whorl, but it's the little details in each one that make it so unique. Are you taking notes?
Oh, I don't have to take notes.
Okay, so what have you learned?
Stuff.
He is so going down.
So I'm all suited up and ready to learn about footprints. And the first thing I'm gonna do is make some latent or invisible footwear impressions using some baby powder and my sneakers. After marking it out with tape, Mike shows me how to lift an impression off the floor using a piece of lifting film and this cool gadget called an electrostatic lifter.
What happens is we're going to introduce a little shock into this film here, and the dust impression that you left on the floor is going to get drawn up into the film, and then we'll have it collected from the scene. So you want to put one hand on the side and just slowly turn that dial on and just introduce some electricity into the film.
Crank it up to maximum power.
Go ahead.
All right. Ah! Whoa! It's alive!
Okay, remove the machine from the lifting film. Now just using one of the corners of the sheets, pick up the sheet of film. Let's have a look and see what you did. Look at that.
What happened?
Oh, wow! CSIs examine lifted prints from crime scenes and compare them to the shoes of suspects.
All right, sandbox.
What I'd like you to do first is make an impression.
I'm stepping into the sandbox, leaving behind a sneaker print, just like a suspect would do running away from a scene. Next, Mike adds some water to powdered dental stone. This is the same stuff that dentists use to make false teeth. I have to make sure it's mixed really well because we pour this into the impression to make a cast of it.
And work it to the side, and over, and...
All right, Andrew, pour.
When we're done, we'll have to wait 30 minutes for it to harden. Now for the moment of truth.
Oh, there it goes.
We broke it!
We broke the cast.
So my foot is a little broken. Thankfully, it's not my real foot. There's still enough detail, though, to match it to my real sneaker, so I didn't totally mess it up.
I'm still on the force.
You're still on the force.
All right. Good to know. I'm sorry. I broke my foot. I broke it.
Time to tackle DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It's in every cell in your body and determines everything about you, like your shoe size or your eye color. Like real CSIs, we're going to use a sample of my saliva to see what identical DNA looks like. How come we need two?
This is so we can compare the two.
Normally, they'll have one DNA sample from the crime scene. I'll give them that now. And one sample from the suspect. That'll be me, too. Then they can compare the two to see if they match. If they do, we've got our man. Or woman. How's that?
Perfect.
It's my DNA in there.
There's your DNA.
That's my DNA,
Yeah.
those little lines.
Yeah.
And
What do you
look-
think? Do they match?
They look exactly the same. And no one else's DNA is exactly the same as mine. Evidence like that makes catching bad guys much easier. You know, between you and me, I'm getting really good at this CSI stuff. I think I'm gonna kick Andrew's butt. He's off investigating a detection tool that drools.
Did you know that police dogs can be a police officer's best friend? Their incredible sense of smell can sniff out clues that humans can't. Learning to obey voice and hand signals is an important part of the dog's training.
Art?
And these furry little cops practice drills until they get them right. I'm gonna watch Officer Pat and his dog Havoc at work.
All right, Havoc. Let's see if you can catch a bad guy.
Please don't move outside the dogs! Stand still!
These dogs are also trained to attack on command.
Good boy.
Glad I'm not that guy.
Good dog.
Moisture on the nose helps to capture a scent, which is transmitted onto the nasal membranes. And these German Shepherds have 220 million sensory cells, compared to a human's measly 5 million. That's some super sniffing.
It's time for a little experiment.
I've given the dog my sock to smell. Now he knows my scent.
And now, to hide. There's no way this dog is gonna find me.
everything. I tried to put myself into a tree. I was hoping the wind would carry my scent in a different way. He still found me. He's good. These dogs are great. The nose knows.
We've learned about fingerprints, footprints, dogs, and DNA.
I don't see anything.
Coming up, we test ourselves as we try to solve a crime.